Donald Trump's empire runs on loyalty, and today, one of his own just stabbed him in the back. The betrayal? A shocking act of defiance from a Republican Trump personally rescued from political ruin. And as if that wasn't humiliating enough, Trump's public appearances this week have only added to the chaos. Awkward handoffs, bizarre Q&A moments, and a wave of whispers that his grip on power is slipping. Let's break it down. The signs of decline are impossible to ignore. Even when meeting foreign leaders, Trump looks like a man struggling to stay present, both mentally and politically. In one recent exchange, instead of answering questions himself, he handed the microphone to his staff to repeat his own talking points.
And Caroline?
Yes, sir.
Could you discuss that question that was asked and how it was asked in such a fake, disgusting manner by the fake news?
Yeah, and I just saw it asked again here, and it's very unfortunate that the reporters in this room refused to address, sir, what you just said, which is that you inherited the worst inflation crisis in modern American history, and you are fixing it in 10 short months, and your entire administration has been tasked with this effort, from Treasury Department to Agriculture Department to the National Economic Council right here at the White House. They are slashing regulation. He signed the largest middle-class tax cut in 6 months. In 6 months, in record time, putting more money back into the American people's pockets. So affordability is what the American people elected this president to do, and he is doing it, and you guys refuse to cover it, and you refuse to cover that the previous administration created the worst unaffordability crisis in American history. And I've been watching the TV all day saying that he doesn't want to talk about affordability. That's what he's working on every day, and that's what this administration is doing.
But you know why they refuse to cover it?
Can I
because they're fake news, that's why. Go ahead.
Can I get her someone?
Sure. Caroline, the Prime Minister would like you to work for him in Hungary.
Please consider.
You know what? That's a very good decision you just made. Please don't leave us, Caroline.
Trump's own aide parroting his talking points in front of a foreign autocrat while Viktor Orban laughs at the spectacle? That's not strength. That's dependence disguised as authority. But the performance didn't stop there. Trump passed the buck again, this time to J.D. Vance, turning what should have been a presidential answer about the government shutdown into another awkward handoff.
A federal judge said tonight that the administration has to fully fund SNAP. It's the latest in the back and forth, and the Justice Department said they're going to appeal it. What's your message to folks as they work this out in the courts and in Congress as we're heading into Thanksgiving?
You want to go with it?
Yeah, look, Jackie, it's an absurd ruling because you have a federal judge effectively telling us what we have to do in the midst of a Democrat government shutdown, which what we'd like to do is for the Democrats to open up the government. Of course, then we can fund SNAP, and we can also do a lot of other good things for the American people. But in the midst of a shutdown, we can't have a federal court telling the president how he has to triage the situation. We're trying to keep as much turned on. We're trying to keep as much going as possible. The president and the entire administration are working on that, but we're not going to do it under the orders of a federal judge. We're going to do it according to what we think we have to do to comply with the law, of course, but also to actually make the government work for people in the midst of the Democrat government shutdown.
Think about that. The man who claims to run the country like a business can't even answer a question about feeding families without outsourcing it to his junior staff and loyalists. It's government by delegation, not leadership. But the real humiliation came from inside the MAGA movement. Trump's hand-picked allies are already positioning themselves for life after him, and one of them just detonated the unspoken rule of MAGA politics: never outshine the boss. The offender? None other than George Santos, freshly released thanks to Trump's own intervention, now praising Marjorie Taylor Greene as his pick for 2028. That's not just a social media blunder. That's open rebellion. Trump freed him. Santos thanked him by pledging allegiance to someone else. Inside Trump's circle, that's heresy. Expect revenge. Trump's world is unraveling. His staff parrots his words because he can't keep up. His allies fight over his throne while he's still sitting on it. And even his loyalists, the ones he saved, are already looking past him. For years, the Republican Party has built its brand on absolute loyalty to one man. But now, the cracks are showing. The movement that once demanded obedience is turning on itself. If this is what strength looks like, imagine the chaos once Trump's grip finally breaks. If you're ready to move beyond the chaos, subscribe, hit the bell, and tell us in the comments, is this the beginning of the end for Trump's Republican Party? Let's keep the pressure on and keep exposing the truth together.